Hey, welcome to Mullen Stock. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. And also remember that this is not a financial advice video. So today was another interesting day for Mullen, where careful attention was given to any current data points and information about the company. Let's dive straight into the main issues. Mullen stock dropped by 3.86% today. It has seen a slight increase of 1.32% after hours, but with very low volume, so it's hard to draw significant conclusions. A new 52-week low, which is also an all-time low, was set at $0.15. I can understand what happened in the pre-market. It was likely to continue the trend. Another 52-week low and all-time low are expected, with 42.7 million shares traded compared to an average of 51.4. This is quite concerning. Despite all this, and with a shareholder meeting just 2 weeks away, there doesn't seem to be much support from investors for Mullen. So the atmosphere going into the upcoming shareholder meeting is quite negative, especially considering everything that has come to light. Now let's discuss what happened today, both the bad and the good. I'll start with the negatives because there's just one thing, and it's not necessarily bad, just a reality. As you can see, the amended complaint that was originally due today seems to have been given an extension. It's proposed to be due on December 8, 2023. This could further dampen the mood around the upcoming shareholder meeting, as many were eager to see the amended complaint, hoping it would shed light on what the company is doing and if there's any hope. Once again, this is far from ideal. As I mentioned, I believe the amended complaint will present TD Schwab's viewpoint quite thoroughly, along with showcasing what evidence Mullen has. So once again, the entire scenario may not be ideal, but as Alan mentioned, these things can take a considerable amount of time, anywhere from 2 to 8 years. So patience is key. Currently, the situation with Mullen NASDAQ, and everything just doesn't seem right. Initially, there were some positive aspects, one of which was the revenue from the business. It seems like they had a discussion with Brad, and it appears that about 40 to 58 vehicles are set to start from tomorrow and will be complete by next week. So, that's a positive development. Maybe it's not Lawrence style right now, but it's starting from tomorrow. This means that the vehicles are being delivered. You might have noticed some M1 and M3 on the roads, as it seems to be heading towards both Class 1 and Class 3, as they mentioned in the beginning. It's a bit interesting. I understand that this is what we've been waiting for 6 or 7 months, and it's finally happening. Work is in progress. I'd actually think it's a bit delayed, but still quite good. Another thing that came up is that Mullen will host a webinar on revolutionizing the commercial vehicle market with light-duty electric vehicles, so it might be good to check it out. There's a Meet the Speakers section where Paul Lower is mentioned, who is Mullen Director of Product Planning and Marketing. There's also someone named Per Share, if I'm correct, who is the Senior Vehicle Software Manager, and Matthew Kostek, who is the Director of Parts and Service. It's quite interesting. I haven't heard about these 3 individuals before, except for a little about Paul, but still, it's good news. Let's delve into a brief discussion about the shorts and see what they've been up to. Shorts have covered 494,000 shares. This is a recurring issue I've highlighted before. No one seems willing to buy Mullen, and this data reinforces that notion. Mullen is in the red, and shorts are closing their positions. It indicates that there's no interest in acquiring Mullen. People don't believe it will generate enough revenue to offset expenses, and most likely, they'll turn to toxic lenders or some other alternative. Operationally, they're making good progress, but clearly, that's not enough to attract significant buyers. Nevertheless, as I mentioned, almost 500,000 shares have been covered. A 14.63% free float has been shorted, with an overall 51.71 million shares in short positions. The average cost to borrow has slightly decreased to 86.46. However, interestingly, one broker has significantly lowered their charges to just 0.02%. It seems someone is encouraging shorting, leading to a surge in available shares. According to Interactive Brokers, approximately 1.2 million shares can be shorted. Comparing this to the previous days, there was only 25,000 shares available. So this increased a bit and reached around 650. And as it is at 1.2, there are quite interesting things. Regarding options, there has been a purchase of $14,000 in calls, with about 10,000 inputs. So it's distributed somewhat evenly. A bit hopeful. But whatever happens, today when it marks its lowest in the latest 52 weeks and all-time low, I was hoping there would be more optimism. But, as I said, it's somewhat similar. According to short data, people are not ready to buy. Mullen looked towards call options purchased today, so around December 29, January 19, and around January 16. And there is quite a risk in this for those who deal with options because clearly, for this week, there is approximately 6,000 open interest at the 50-10 strike price. So according to this, people were betting that the news, which is the whole case, will come, and no other long-term statement can be trusted. So if you were betting on these options, yes, you were the one being. But as the situation stands, all of these will turn to dust, unfortunately, if there isn't a significant rally tomorrow, which I don't expect. But for January 19, there is quite a bit of open interest. At the 50-cent strike price, there are 21,000. At $1, there are 15,000. At $1.50, there are 10,000. And surprisingly, at the $5 strike price, there are also 10,000. So, what are your thoughts on the recent news? What is your opinion on what Mark has said recently? Do you think they are talking about Mullen or some other company or individual? What is your opinion on this? Guys, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about Mullen stock? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching.